Hey y'all, it's your little mixed girl Selena from the South. So today I have with y'all a video that I'm just gonna explain my new channel that I started with my boyfriend, which that channel is called Selena and Joe. So get ready with Selena. I'm going to my best friend's senior pictures in a few. That was really country. Getting some makeup on, and y'all know I don't do makeup, so if y'all see this and you're just like, what is she doing with her life? It's because I don't know how to put makeup on. Well, somewhat, I do. I'm just kidding. Okay. Moisturize before you put anything on. So I don't want to completely channel. That's why I made a separate channel for me and my boyfriend, because I didn't want my personal channel to just be all about him and I. If you see me like looking this way, it's because I have this mirror I'm using. So yeah, it's not looking randomly to the right. And I look a little messy right now, but it's okay because you're going to see this process happen. Alright, so anyway, I didn't want to like completely abandon this channel and just not post anything anymore. But if I do not post within like a week or two or something, it's because I'm focusing on the other channel, because I want that one to really kick off and all that. But I don't want it to be my main focus, you know? So, plus I got school to worry about, and this being my senior year, everything that I have to do with that. Yes, get rid of all those pimples. Yeah. I really wish like there was makeup that completely made your pimples completely invisible, but they don't, y'all. I don't know what, unless they do with them. I have not seen some makeup that completely makes them invisible. Like, that's impossible. Embrace your natural beauty. But if you like makeup just because the heck of it, then I mean, yes, girl, do what you need to do. I should have thought about this. Like, what am I gonna do? Are you just gonna watch me do makeup for however long it takes me? I should do a story time. Maybe that's what I should do. I should do a story time right now. Okay, so I decided what I want to do my story time on, and it's about like my walk with God and how I got to be religious. So if you're not religious and you watch my videos on my channel, feel free to just like skip through, but still like leave a like, you know what I'm saying? It is okay. You have the right to your own religion. I'm not going to force religion upon you, but this is my journey, and this is how I got where I am. Where? With Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to take you back to my childhood pretty much. I grew up in church in a way, like I did. My parents did go to church, and as a child, like, you just do whatever your parents tell you, so you weren't, like, religion wasn't forced upon you, but it kind of was in a way. So that was me. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go to church because my parents are telling me to. Like, I can't stay home alone anyway, so let's go get my Christian on, you know what I'm saying? And so I would go to church, and I wouldn't think anything of it. Then when I was about 14-ish, I think it was about when I was 14, my family started falling apart, and it was really hard. Like, my parents got a divorce, and I don't know, I just saw all the devastation in my family. I saw us slip away, and it was heartbreaking to watch it. And I was just like, if there's really a God, then why am I going through this? Like, what is happening and all that? Like, also influenced with some family members that felt some different type of way about Jesus too. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just going to go along with them. Like, they don't believe, so I'm not going to believe. And so I did for a while. And then that's when high school struck me, and I was 16, which was last year, and I had many events happen to me where it caused depression and anxiety, and I just was in a really dark place. And I honestly went from like posting videos like saying how I'm depressed and my life is not worth it, and I became very suicidal. And so when I became suicidal, I just didn't believe there was a God. I was just like, if there's a God, then I wouldn't want to be taking my life right now. And everything that I'm going through, it's his fault. And I was so in awe about that. Like, I was, you know, I was like, no. Like, if he was real, I wouldn't have to be going through this, blah, 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 blah. So I stopped believing. And deep down, I knew there was somebody there. Like, I knew there's some existence of a God. Like, I knew that, but I just was in denial. And my mom, like, the place that I was in, she would always be like, ever since you stepped away from church, you've been depressed, you've been doing this. I was like, yes, I'm a teenager. This is what happens to people. And she's like, no, Selena, you don't want to admit it. You don't want to see the truth. And she was right. Honestly, she was right. Like, ever since I did step away, and kind of did things my own way, and I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to do things, and no one's going to stop me. Well, I did that for a while, and for a long time, and it didn't lead to anything good. And it got to a place where I was so depressed because of things that happened, and I did experience something, unfortunately, that I would never forget, something that still affects me to this day. I'm not going to get emotional right now, but it does affect me to this day, and I don't like to talk about it, but then again, like, I don't want to ever hold something in where it could help somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very open to talk about my past now that I've made amends with it and made peace with it, and realized, like, I can't go back anyway. Like, don't dwell on my past, just do me, and hopefully I can help somebody that's struggling with the same thing as me. So anyway, back to the story. I remember being in my room, and I just locked myself in a room for so many days. And I would just sit there, and I would cry and cry and cry. It's really what my life has come to. If there's a God, I want to be begging for my life to be. I didn't want to live at a time. Like, I really did not. I was very suicidal, and I actually had a couple failed attempts. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with life. Peace out. That's where I hit rock bottom, like, so deep. And my friend actually is the one that, my best friend that I'm going to see her senior pictures today. The girl that I'm talking about right now, she's actually the same girl that invited me to spend the night at her house. Like, mind you, we've been friends for years and stuff, but this was just like any other sleepover. And the next day she was like, hey, my parents said you're gonna have to go to church with me in the morning. And I was like, girl, no. I was so against it. I was like, no, I don't want to go or whatever. I didn't feel the best about it. Like, I really didn't. I was just like, I don't want to go to church. It's not my thing. I've been to church before. Like, she knew that. She was like, it's okay. It's a new church. You've never been here. Just give it a shot. And plus, I really wanted you to spend the night. So I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I spent the night. And the next day, we get up, we get ready, and we go to church. Little did I know that church I would fall in love with. And I did. I go to church now every Sunday and Wednesday. That's not like a point for me or anything like that. But I just enjoy going to church now. My viewpoint about it is summer camp. I went to my church's summer camp. And when I tell you that experience changed my life forever, like, it honestly did. I saw God in a whole different light. I didn't see my God through my mom's eyes, through my dad's eyes, through my friend's eyes. I saw him from my own eyes. And I was like, wow. It opened up so many doors for me. And my depression slowly actually started going away. You know what? Maybe I should give this a shot. Like, I shouldn't be so close-minded about it and be influenced by others. Like, I've always had the belief. It was just hard for me too, because I was just like, I'm going through all of this, and it's not fair. And if God loved me, I wouldn't be going through this. Well, little did I know, he already had this planned out for me. I fell in love with church, and I fell in love with going, and I fell in love with my life again. I would always hear so many stories about people, how they encountered God, and I would always be like, why can't I get that? Like, what is going on? I want to know. Like, I want to see him. I did get my experience, and that was at summer camp. Exact day after, I come home from camp, and it was one thing I was struggling with so bad. I go onto my YouTube, like I always do, because I love YouTube. I'm always on it. I go onto my YouTube. It was so crazy. The one thing I was struggling with the most, that video popped up on the screen. It was the first video I saw, and it said literally the title of what I was struggling with. And I was like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? I was like, God, you're real. That was my moment when I was like, God, you're real. Like, for real. It was just amazing. I run into my mom's room, and I was just like, Mom, look what I just saw. And she was like, that's good, honey. Oh, this looks a little spotchy. It doesn't look like that in person, though. But anyway, I don't know. I felt like a whole different person for just seeing that. And my life really started to change since that day. And I started looking at life in a whole different demeanor. Wow. I was spending so much time saying, why me, why me, why me, when I should have been spending more time saying, try me, you know? I should have spent more time, like, appreciating that I still do have a life, that no matter what I'm going through, I'm still here. I don't have to dwell on it. Like, I have to find a new path. I have to find a new focus. I can't just focus on my past. I can't just focus on every little downfall I had, because that does not define myself now. I started doing things more of like what I love to do, which is YouTube. I started filming and editing and all that. I started singing more, dancing also. I started posting more spiritual and uplifting things on my Snapchat. It just made me feel better as a person. So I just started doing things I love. I mean, there's so much more on with what happened, like how I would stay in my room and be so depressed. Like, there's so many nights I was just so depressed, and I would stay in my room and cry and just be like, oh my God, forget me? Like, okay, God, you must have forgot about me. Like, that's really how I was. If you are someone that watches my YouTube and it also struggles with like depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, or suicidal attempts, I want you to know that I promise you, whatever you're going through, and I know it's so cliche and so cheesy to say because you always hear people saying this, but I honestly do. I've been there before. I've been there where I was on my knees begging God to take me. Like, I was begging for somebody to take me. I remember this one day like no other. I was sitting on the ground crying. I really shouldn't have done my makeup because now I'm about to get really emotional. Crying, and two of my best friends were there at the time, and I was screaming on top of my lungs, please take me. I don't want to live. I don't want to be here no more. Ooh, it was really bad. And my friends were crying. I was crying. Like, I was so emotional. And I had like snot. Like, it was so gross. I had like snot coming down. And that's why my head was continuing to be down, because I was like, I don't want y'all to see the snot. Like, I got a whole waterfall of snot coming. So, it was disgusting. I've seen some nasty things when I was depressed because I've been crying and my snot was everywhere. I remember that day like no other. That is a day I don't want to go back to, and I'm so blessed that I don't have to go back to. I don't know why it's like this. Think positive when you're in those situations. I know it's so hard to say, but you need to surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you and people that are going to motivate you to get better. If I could go back, or if I could tell my past self something, I don't know why I keep saying, I don't know what I'm saying. It would be, you are strong. You are going through something. You are struggling. You need help. There is nothing in this entire world that you can do alone. I promise you that. I didn't learn that until I was in church, and my youth pastor, he's such a good youth pastor, by the way. He was talking something about community, and he was saying how no matter what, no matter who you are, we always need community. And that is very true. Like, you can't do this life alone. As strong as you think you are, and you're just a person like, I don't need help. Or you might think like you're antisocial, you don't want help. Trust me, if you have that one person, or if you have two people or anything like that, you need somebody. You always need somebody. And who would want to do this life alone? I mean, if you're a person that just said you would want to do this life alone, then props to you, I guess. I wish you the best and all that, but I promise you probably can't do it alone. Pretty much a summary of my life story. I mean, not life story. Of how I met God and why I believe in Him till this day. Also had an encounter where I literally felt like I met the devil. Literally. It was one of the days I was really depressed, in which Halloween is like in a few days. So I think I'm going to tell that story on my boyfriend and I's YouTube, and it's going to be like story time, like scary stories, and that was one of my scary experiences. So I'm definitely going to share that on there. So stay tuned for that. And I'm almost done getting ready. So I guess I will close this out. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I love creating it. And I will see you later. Alligator. Bye.